One of the most fascinating items, as well as one of the most difficult to recover, was the assistant purser's safe. When we return, we'll see how this heavy safe was raised 2.5 miles from the bottom of the North Atlantic. Stay with us. Welcome back. The debris field between the two broken pieces of the ship covers 3/4 of a mile. It's filled with thousands of items of historical interest. Now, as we rejoin the expedition, we'll see the recovery of some rare and wonderful pieces. We'll also see the recovery of the only safe we found on the bottom. And tonight, we'll find out what surprises it contains. One of the most astonishing sights was this group of plates, fanned out across the bottom like a deck of cards. After more than 75 years on the bottom, they look as though they could have been placed there yesterday. The suction device at the end of Nautile's robotic arm gently retrieved every one of them without damaging or losing a single plate. Across from Southampton's medieval bar gate, we found the original supplier of all the china to the White Star Lines, a company called Stonier's, which is still in business. General Manager John Fox.
There is no doubt in my mind that we would have supplied all the china and glassware on board the Titanic. They're in remarkably good condition. They've obviously been packed in a chest or a crate of some sort, which has rotted away in time. The chef would have used that for cooking egg dishes in the main, I think, or spaghetti dishes. He would have, because of the nature of the dish, he could have put that straight under the grill. This is interesting. This is a teapot. It's a rather ornate teapot, as we can see from the lid there. And it's a little difficult to say exactly what that's made of, whether it's earthenware or china. If it's earthenware, it would tend to be used in one of the lower class restaurants. If it was in the first class restaurant, then it would be bone china. I'm surprised that there's no marine incrustation at all, but they look as good as the day they were put on the ship.
One of the most extraordinary finds on the ocean floor was this assistant purser's safe lying in the debris field. Not only one of the heaviest and most difficult to recover, it was also potentially one of the most valuable. To bring it to the surface, tested the ingenuity of the submersible team and the capabilities of the Nautile. For the recovery attempt, the divers used a rope sling to lift the safe into a basket which had been dropped nearby. The effort involved careful coordination between the pilot, co-pilot, and observer. It was a painstakingly slow, delicate process.
Nadir de Nautile pour contact.
Oui, reçu. Je vais vous demander...
When the Nautile reported it had the safe secured in the basket, the recovery team on the Nadir went into action. The Zodiacs with the frogmen were launched, and all eyes studied the surface, watching for signs that the recovery basket had completed the long and treacherous trip from the ocean floor. Once safely on deck, the unusual contents of the basket attracted the attention of nearly everyone on board. To protect it from the air, the safe is immediately wrapped and will be stored in fresh water. Captain Roark displays the manufacturer's medallion.
This is the plague which was fitted on the safe just recovered. As you can see, it comes from Thomas Perry and Sons Limited, Belston.
After the safe is secured on board Nadir, Nautile completes her nearly 2-hour ascent to the surface. Like most of her dives, This one has lasted 12 hours. Frogmen attached tow lines to move her into position for recovery. Out of the shared experience of this 2-month French-American expedition, a friendship and camaraderie has been forged with bonds stronger and far more enduring than steel. American team member Jennifer Carter became the first woman in history to ever dive to the Titanic. This French initiation welcomes her into the club. After the kisses, an egg shampoo. Quickly followed by a bucket of bilge, or so they say. And the drink of choice? Well, you don't have to be French to love champagne.
The records have been totaled, and they tell a story of amazing accomplishment. In all, the Nautil made the 2.5-mile descent 32 times and spent more than 160 hours on the ocean floor. During that time, thousands of pictures and over 60 hours of video recorded the story of the Titanic today. And more than 900 artifacts were brought to the surface. These items will be scrutinized and analyzed for years to come. Hopefully, one day, they may tell us even more. Everyone agrees this has been one of the most successful expeditions of all time. In a moment, we'll be back to take a closer look at the artifacts and the opening of the safe from the RMS Titanic. EDF, a French state-owned corporation, is preserving every item recovered from the Titanic debris field. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Jacques Montluçon. Hello, Jacques.
Hello.
Now, you brought a tape that shows how the preservation process works. Will you explain this for us, Jacques?
With pleasure. I'm going to show you those wonderful images made by Paris University experts.
Great.
So, there are so many artifacts that we have to classify them on computer and to analyze them, like this glass case, which we shall first analyze under a microscope in order to see which is the state of the fibers of the leather. And after that, we shall determine the treatment. Here are the papers, probably banknotes. And we analyze them again. We observe them, we clean them a little bit. And here you will see the fibers of the papers. And we decided to treat them using electricity. The electricity will clean them deeply. We put them in an electrical field, and they are cleaned, deeply cleaned, like this one, $1, I think. The porcelain and the glasses just need a simple cleansing operation. That's much easier. But the metallic artifacts, like this button, are in real danger. Here, under the microscope, you will see the white star emblem. The white star exactly as a starfish. And look how it is corroded. Look at that. It's really corroded, it's in real danger.